Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Redefining Balance by Your Life Rocks. My name is Jenny Simmerman, your host, and I am so excited that you're here to hang out with me today. This episode is a little bit new of a format. I say new because we're trying something out. Now, those of you who have been listening for a while, you know I am a fellow working mom. I don't do Your Life Rocks full time. In fact, I have another full-time job. I am homeschooling my kids, and I do Your Life Rocks, meaning all of our member podcasts inside of Life Balance membership. I do all of the admin stuff on the website, making everything happen on social media, these podcast episodes, and on YouTube. The only help that I have in all of this is with our podcast editor, Neil, who has been with me for years. I'm so thankful for Neil. And you know, I love doing everything for Your Life Rocks, but it is something that I do as a hobby. It's on the outside fringes of my life, and it has brought me such a blessing over all of these years, but I am always looking in ways that I can simplify. Because like you, life gets full, life gets busy, and oftentimes I can take on more than I can chew. And I really, really love doing our YouTube videos. I think that, you know, sometimes I get these inspiration for different things that I want to give you, or I'll get a question from someone on something about weekly planning or something about homeschooling kids and being a full-time working mom. And so I'll pop on to a video and create that really, really quickly and share that over there. But honestly, every single week committing to doing a YouTube video and a podcast is just a little bit much, in addition to our member content and in addition to all of the other things that I am doing for Your Life Rocks and in life, right? Trying to balance mom and working and being a wife and all of the things. I mean, the life balance system, it works, but when you start piling too much stuff into any chunk of time, it just gets a little bit nutty. So anyway, I decided to try out doing our podcast episodes here on YouTube and on the podcast and having just a one piece of content every single week. And then if the spirit strikes me and I get an idea for another video, then maybe I'll pop into that particular week, but it really does take the pressure off. And honestly, I don't know how much content you guys as followers of Your Life Rocks really have time to consume in a week, because I'm sure this is not the only podcast you listen to. I'm sure I'm not the only YouTuber you watch, and you're probably listening to some audiobooks like me. Which reminds me, if you're not yet listening to audiobooks, it is a great way to be growing for yourself. And you can get your free audiobook by going to yourliferocks.com/audible. They are a great sponsor of this show. Now, this video is all about the second quarter, because as we are rounding out the end of March, we are closing the first quarter of the year, launching into the second quarter of the year. And I love these pivotal times in a calendar because it allows us to do something a little bit different. It really gives us permission to reflect back, to plan forward, and to really set the tone for the next 90 days. Now, if you've listened to me for a while, you know I work in a 90-day time period for everything in my life. Like, everything goes on in a 90-day period of time, 3 months, 12 weeks. It's what works. It's a system that I have been doing for, I don't even know how many years. I mean, Your Life Rocks has been around for 6 years. And I started doing these systems well before that, probably 5 years before that, 4 years before that. So it's been about 10, 11 years that I have been running my life in a 90-day system, following the life balance system that we teach inside the membership and inside Life Balance Method. And so what I want to do today for this video and for this podcast is to really just kind of walk through 3 things that you can do to have a powerful second quarter and to kind of get ready for this whole transition time. Now, I do want to say, if you're listening to the podcast or you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you hit subscribe wherever it is that you're listening to, because we've got some amazing guests lined up. We have amazing content lined up, and it really does help other people find the show as well, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on your podcast app. The more people that are subscribed, the more people that, you know, the internet wants to show it to other people. So it really helps us out, and it makes sure that you don't miss anything, because we've got great things coming up on like feeding your family and how to do that, making sure that it's healthy and fun and cost savings, all of that good stuff. So we've got some amazing stuff coming up your way. But let's talk about second quarter. So the number one thing I want to talk to you about is really thinking about your career. And when we think about quarterly planning, honestly, that is more of a corporate-y type of a term. And so that might be a term that you feel a little bit more tied to your career when we talk about quarterly planning. And there's a good reason for that, because most companies, they kind of run in quarters, right? You set your annual goals, and then you break down those annual goals into quarters for execution. And you might be even having a quarterly review with your boss. And if that's the case, then this will definitely help to prepare you for that meeting so that you can get the most out of it. But inside of our membership, and if you're watching on video, I will show you what this kind of looks like. Under the resources section, go to career. You will find a worksheet called your career SOPs. And this career SOP really walks you through everything from like 5-year goals down to like how to close out your week on a Friday to set you up for success the next week. It really walks you through all of those standard operating practices for your career. And one of them is your quarterly planning. And so this is a really important step. Even if your company doesn't require you to do quarterly planning, or you're like me and you are your own boss, there's no one necessarily over your position, this is something that is really important for you to be doing for your career. One, it helps you focus tremendously. It helps you set new goals, and it really can help you define tasks going forward. So you can really decide, like, this task is kind of a waste of time for me. It seemed like a good idea at some point in time, but it's not reading into my overarching goals that is going to move me forward to where I want to go in my career, so I can just save time and take it off my to-do list. It's a beautiful, beautiful process. But it's important too, because even though we're focusing on second quarter, we just finished first quarter, right? And so we want to be talking about what were those positive things? What are we celebrating for in first quarter? What are the hurdles that we jumped over? What successes did we have? How did God show up for us in our career? Now, you can take these same kind of questions in all the other areas of your life, but especially as you're planning for your career. It is really, really vital. Now, as you start to look forward into the second quarter for your career, really think about different milestones that you can have that kind of link back into your whole year goal. Now, if you didn't set yearly goals for your career, it's not too late. You can go back and just think, like, by the end of the year, what are my career goals and where do I want to grow my career to? And it really can be new skills that you want to learn. It could be different projects that you want to finish or move forward. In the SOP guide for annual planning for your career, one of the things that's in there, that's one of my favorite things, honestly, is what am I going to start doing, stop doing, and continue doing in order for me to be the best me in my career. And so you can kind of be thinking about those milestones that might come up over the next 90 days so that you can identify them, because that's definitely the first process, is to identify things, bring it out of the dark into the light, and see it for what it is, because then we can make plans around that exact thing, which brings us to number 2, which is to look at the calendar. Yeah, the calendar, to see what things are already planned on there, what things you can plan on there to ensure that you hit the milestone. And just like when we do weekly planning, you want to be thinking about the obstacles that might get in your way and what can you do proactively? What things can you set up to remove those obstacles ahead of time? And last but not least, for your career piece, think about the opportunities that you have coming up in the next 90 days for you to shine. Maybe it's a project. Maybe it is a speaking opportunity or an opportunity for you to just show your talents to people above you, whether it's your direct boss or in the company as a whole. But really think about those opportunities that might be coming up. It could be a big meeting and that you want to volunteer to present on something or propose an idea for something, or even if it's just proposing. Look for those opportunities that will really allow you to shine. Maybe it's already something that's out in the books, like a project or something that is already going really well that you know you're going to be wrapping up in the next 90 days. Because when you can really think about those opportunities, that gives you the thing to double down. Now, why does all of this matter? Well, when it comes to our career, when we can set these really strong goals, these roadmaps, and these plans for ourselves, looking for those opportunities where we can shine, this is our opportunity for us to have those successes under our belt. So at the end of the year, when it comes time to negotiate salary, flexibility, benefits, all of those things, maybe even a job promotion, we have these successes, these wins that we can speak to, that we can show as proof, as evidence of our talents that we have and how we can have greater contribution moving forward. So as we move into second quarter, all of that to say, number 1, really think about your quarterly planning for your career. Now, number 2 is to set goals in all other areas of your life. Now, I recently did a video about the importance of lifestyle goals versus life area goals, because sometimes when we set goals, we'll just set like one big goal and that's it. Or we might set like 2 or 3 big goals. Well, when it comes to big goals, I truly, truly believe we can only go after one big goal at once. One. Now, I also talk about setting goals in all 8 areas of life. So how in the world do those 2 things go together? Well, let me tell you, They go together because when you pick one bigger lifestyle goal, then that can be the thing that you focus on for the next 90 days. But you're also focusing in on smaller little goals for the other areas of your life. So your lifestyle goal might be something that relates financially or to your career or to your health. And that's totally awesome. But then also setting little intentions, little goals for your marriage, for your parenting, for your home. All of those other areas of life are really, really critical because they help to keep you in balance. They help to keep you from turning your goal into an idol. And you have to still do all those other areas of your life anyway, so you might as well give some attention to them, right? So when you're starting a new quarter, a second quarter, just like we're about to, this is a great time to set new goals in all areas of life. Now, if you're doing our life balance method with us, we start on April 10th, which I'm really excited. It's 12 weeks where I walk you through the exact process of setting this lifestyle goal and these life area goals. And then together, as we live out the next 90 days, I'll be teaching you every single week. So every week you'll open a new lesson inside the method. You'll read the email that I send out. You'll go through the training material for that particular week, that particular area of life. It kind of takes away a lot of the overwhelm, honestly, of learning the life balance system and just trying to learn something new while you're doing life, because you're learning something new and applying it to your life as we're doing it each and every single week of the 12 weeks. So if you haven't yet signed up for the Life Balance Method, I highly encourage you to do it. It's a very affordable program and you have full access to me, full access to the membership, and I even send you a life balance planner because I want you to be successful in completing this. And really, this is a 90-day system, a 12-week system that you're going to learn that you can keep doing every 90 days for the rest of your life, just like I've been doing it for like 11 years. So number 1 was focusing on your career for second quarter. Number 2 was setting new goals. Number 3 is reevaluating all of your systems, all of your habits, all of your routines. So when I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about your morning routine, thinking about your weekly routine. I'm thinking about your monthly routine, even just little things like how you end the day, how you want to start your work day, right? There's all these cornerstone routines that we talk about and that you learn inside of the Life Balance Method, inside of Life Balance membership that are really, really important. Now, every time that you change your goals, these systems are all there to help you be successful. So if your goals are changing, it's an opportunity for you to reevaluate all of those systems at the same time so you can set yourself up for success. Now, if you've already taken the free weekly success planning course that we offer inside the app and at yourliferocks.com, then I invite you to go back in and take it again. Because it's a new season, it's a new quarter, and it's something free that you have access to that you can kind of reevaluate how you're setting yourself up for success for those goals that you want to set for a new quarter. Because when you can kind of sharpen those skills and you can reevaluate all of those habits, then it keeps you sharper, it keeps you on your toes, and it keeps you performing at your best in everything that God has called you to. And really, that is what we're all about. You know, when we think about moving into a new quarter and we think about the practical things, right, of setting these new routines, evaluating our habits, setting goals, setting up, looking at our calendar and really examining what opportunities we have in our career. All of this is practical things that we can do. But as we move into a new season, every quarter feels like a new season, and it really is a fresh start. But this is an opportunity for us to really partner with God, to really align with Him and what He would have for our lives, to be able to pause for just a moment, because life gets so busy, right? Like between taking care of the kids and working and doing all of the things that we're all doing, we sometimes forget to just pause, be quiet, get refreshed. New quarter is a great time to get refreshed by the Spirit, just to be able to say, okay, I'm going to take even a couple days. And this is why the Life Balance System doesn't start until April 10th, even though the new quarter kind of starts on April 1st. It gives us an extra 10 days in there because we need to be able to stop and breathe every once in a while, to pause every once in a while, because that is where we get the refreshment of the Spirit. If we're always going, if we're always moving, and we're not ever stopping, pausing, and listening, then we can miss some of the important messages that God would have for us. And so as you're setting goals, as you're looking at where you want to take your career over the next quarter, as you're reevaluating your routines, remember to invite God along for the journey and invite Him into the space and put everything down that you're planning at His feet and ask for His blessing on all of these things, because that truly is a mark of success, right? When we can pick those things back up after laying them at the cross And we can say, Lord, I'm only picking this back up because I feel like that is what you want me to do. And the moment you want me to drop it back down, I will. And you're obedient to that. And you have check-in with God built into these systems because, again, we get busy. And when we get busy, we don't always do what's best for us, right? Whether that's drinking water or praying, we sometimes forget to do those things. And so have that worked into your system and really commit to decide, like, this next quarter, I really want to work on the number one pillar of balance, which is putting God first, putting God in front of all the goals that I set, putting God in front of the day that I am doing and making sure that I'm checking in with Him during my morning routine, that I'm starting my day on a strong foundation, that I'm really building this next quarter on the solid rock that is Jesus Christ. I hope that these tips help you, inspire you as you start to move forward in the next 90 days. And journal all of this stuff down. You know, that's the biggest thing. I think that life moves so fast that if we don't write this stuff down every once in a while, we kind of forget. Like, we forget the big things that God has brought us through. We forget the things that we struggled for, maybe that we were praying for, and then God answers it, and then we kind of forget. So write it down in your journal so this can be something you can reflect back on, because guess what? Third quarter is going to be here before we know it. And that is a great time to have something under your belt, some successes under your belt, because we'll be moving into summer and that will be pretty darn awesome. Again, I just want to remind you, if you have not yet subscribed on YouTube or on the podcast, now is a great time to do that. And if you have already subscribed, please share this content with your other working mom friends. Here at Your Life Rocks, we're all about helping to inspire working moms to realize their life actually does rock. So until next time, keep building that life that rocks. Bye. Hey, just because the episode's over doesn't mean we have to stop hanging out. Head on over to Instagram and follow me there. You can find me at your.life.rocks. Or if you're more of a Facebook kind of girl, join our community of working Christian moms just like you. You can search Your Life Rocks over on Facebook and connect with us there. And if you're ready to truly create lasting balance and get results in your life, maybe it's time for you to join Life Balance Membership. Download the Your Life Rocks app in iTunes or in Google Play. You can upgrade to the membership right inside the app. And if you're looking for more resources to help you create more balance, head on over to yourliferocks.com.